Hey, folks, here we are. It's Saturday night. And, yeah, about last night. We'll talk about that in a minute. Big Clue is here. Hello. Just myself right now. Uncle Ron had a busy day. I haven't heard from him since this morning, since we recorded Digital to Dice, so I'm not 100% sure what the Uncle Ron status is going to be for tonight. So hopefully Ron will be on. Unfortunately, the Facebook comments are still not working. So I can see your comments, but I don't know if I can post them on the show. So if you want comments posted, you will have to go to YouTube, at least for right now. I'll see when the Facebook comments come up. I'll see if they're working, but the notice today was that they're not working. Hi, Tribe. How's it going, Sean? What's happening? Appa is in here, Robbie. So, yeah, in case you guys missed it, we had a new episode drop today. Digital to Dice drop today. I'm going to change that color. What do you think? Nice little green. Go to a dark green. Something like that. Yeah, there we go. We'll go to green tonight. So, yeah, Digital to Dice dropped this afternoon. Had a great interview. Robbie, you should listen to that. I think you were the one playing Action PC Golf. And so we had an interview with a guy heavily involved with Action PC Golf. It was really good. We talked to him for, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes. Really good interview today. The All-Pro Hockey board game on the shelf. That is old. It's from, was it Ideal? Yeah, I got that off eBay a while ago. It's not a fun game to play, but I picked it up fairly cheap. It's by a company called Ideal Pro Hockey. And it's a board game. And I think you just move like you roll the dice and you can move your guys around and try to pass. It's definitely a board game from the 70s. It's something that I don't even know if I had that as a kid, but back when I got involved with all this stuff, I was finding all these old hockey games, and that was one of them. And I don't think I think I read the directions and poked around with it. I was like, yeah, this is something I'll never do again. It just wasn't that good. So Andrew, thanks for coming in tonight. So, little update on last night. The good thing is it looks like I'm on YouTube, right? Let me. It looks like you guys are seeing me on YouTube, so I'm able to stream live. Let me just double check this myself so I can be sure. So last night, yeah, we were having a fun time, just doing our thing, and next thing you know, everyone was gone, and it was just really weird. Okay, yep. So I guess I'm on YouTube there, and I don't know what the heck happened. All of a sudden, it's like nothing there, and me and Ron are talking to each other. We were still on Facebook, but YouTube pulled the plug, and I got an email from them, and it said that you violated guideline things. The good news is there was no repercussions. There's no punishment. It just like we took the stream off the air, and the problem is, with a lot of these times they just strike, not a strike, that's not the right word, because I didn't get a strike, I didn't get any kind of strike or anything like that, but it was just, they were just saying, yeah, I think it might have been the Flowbee, because Ron looked it up and the Flowbee is still active, so maybe it's because it's still an active product, he thought that. But they're very vague at what you did, and I really wish that they had said, hey, here's what you did wrong, so I don't do it again. I'm not here, I don't know what I did wrong. So if you punish me, tell me what I did wrong specifically so it doesn't happen again. So, I'm not violating any terms, and I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not costing any company millions of dollars by what I did last night, because that's what they claim. I'm costing somebody money or whatever it is. So, yeah, no, I just don't know what it was. But this morning, the video is back up on YouTube, and I never heard back from him. I questioned it. I said, I'm just playing old commercials. Tell me what I did wrong. I'm okay. If you say don't play old commercials, fine. I won't play old commercials. I did notice that several of my live shows have been claimed by the NHL and the NFL for some of the clips I've been showing. I'm not playing any audio, so I thought I'd be okay if I'm not playing audio, but apparently the video is getting flagged now too. Now I can play those, at least right now, and all that happens if I try to monetize this video, then the NHL gets the money, which I still don't understand. If I do an hour and a half show and I play 15 to 20 seconds of a hockey clip or a football clip, how do they get the whole show for 15 seconds out of an hour and a half, how do they get the whole show's worth of stuff? It's not like everybody tuned in for those 15 seconds. I still don't get how that's the rule. How it's if you show one small clip, the whole show is theirs. So everything else I did, if I'm interviewing Wayne Gretzky on the show here in my house, and I show one clip, that my whole show is gone. That's what I don't understand. You know, I'm thinking that too, Ray. It was some kind of an algorithm scanner. The problem is a lot of these places now are running on a skeleton crew, and they said that we have a skeleton crew right now because the virus, that people are working from home. There's not people in there, so a lot of the stuff that's getting flagged erroneously is going to take a long time to get corrected. I don't make any money off of this, so they really don't come down on me because I'm not making a lot of money on this. Someday I might. Someday you guys are going to pay to watch me. Someday. Especially if I don't go back to work. Yes, Facebook is not working. The comments are not working on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook right now and you're leaving me a comment, I'm not going to see it. So, yeah, Flynn, I see you made a comment on Facebook. Unfortunately, right now, StreamYard and Facebook are not playing nice. So I can stream on Facebook. I just can't post any comments. So what happened was, so it just shut it down. That's never happened to me. I've been pretty careful about what I put on here, and I thought playing a video that's on YouTube, which is in the public space, right? You put a video on YouTube, all you people can watch it. You can click on it and watch it. All I was doing was playing what was something you guys could all watch for free, right? It's on YouTube. It's free to watch. Somehow, though, some way, that didn't work out last night. But again, my video went back up. So either somebody saw that, it's like, yep, it's a mistake, or I don't know. But the video is back up if you want to watch it. The ending was funny. And it was too bad. We had a good time. That cat, you guys just missed it. The face on the cat that was getting a haircut. Me and Ron were rolling on the floor last night. And and it just all of a sudden I looked up and it went from like over 30 people to like 2. And I was like, what the heck just happened? And it's kind of a bummer. That was such a good show last night, and me and Ron were having fun, and I had a bad week, and I was laughing for the first time in a long time. And I finally got to let off some steam just by laughing at these videos, and it was good, harmless fun. So I thought it was good, harmless fun. And somebody somewhere. So I don't think any was reported, because even if it was, what was there to report? With 30 people here that pretty much I know everybody here in the chat room, it wasn't like we were, playing videos of people getting hurt or animals getting hurt or like that. There was nothing to report. So I don't think there was anybody watching the show. I just think it was like Ray said, it was some algorithm that picked it up. And we were having a great time last night. So I think I'm going to have to ease back a little bit on some of the videos. I think the only embedding videos I'll show is stuff that I do or Ron does. If we're talking about games or things that we've done, stuff that's on our channels, I think are pretty safe to say. Well, that's the thing, Appa. Is I don't know what it is. I don't ever play music on here. If I do, it's by mistake, and I immediately shut it off. Because I know, like I say, if you accidentally play a second or two, they're not going to come down and nail you to the cross. But yeah, I'd have to see what it is, because we were playing full commercials and stuff, and I know that there's a gray area there. That there's some things you can do. I'm just not 100% sure what it is. So we'll have to check that out and see what I just wish they would have said, because when I go to my claimed videos on some of the stuff that was claimed by the NHL, it says at 25:05 to 28:01. Here's the clip. If you want to remove it, we'll remove it for you, and then you can monetize a clip again. But I don't care. I'm not monetized, so they can have all the money that make. I just don't care, because I don't make anything. If I was a bigger channel, I might. But yeah, so at least it spelled it out. It would say what it is, and that's fine. Because I got to be careful about. Although they're not telling me I can't do it. It's just if I use it, they're going to take any money I make. Okay, there's a trade-off. Okay, I get that. So they spelled it out. But last night, I wish they had said, hey, that commercial you showed, you can't show, or if there's you only can play it 10 seconds or what. I wish they would have told me. because I really want to do the right thing. I like doing this with you guys here, and I don't want to, have any strikes on the channel or get kicked off here because of something dumb. And I know, we can't claim ignorance. I know that because they say we don't care. But it's just I wish they would come out and say, hey, this is what you did. Don't do it again. Fine, won't do it again. But I don't know. It is what it is. I got to change this green up here a little bit. So anyway, like a rich green. That's a good rich green. Yeah, not quite Kelly, but that's a good green. So today, I don't know about you guys. The weather here was unbelievable today. I don't have one of those machines that Ron has. So maybe Apachata could find out if he's got one of those machines. Trying to find out the weather. I gotta go the old-fashioned way. I gotta look at my cell phone if I want the weather. Right now it's 67. Boy, I tell you, it was probably a little higher than that today. I get up this morning. I didn't sleep well last night. That really bugged me. That thing. I was like, oh man, don't mess up my channel during a quarantine because this is all I got in my life right now. So luckily that was okay, but I still was up. I think I was up till 3 o'clock last night. I slept in really late. Then I had to get up and get cleaned up. We did Digital to Dice. I don't think we got done that till about noon. By the time I was done recording with Ron and Mike come on the show today. So we did Digital to Dice. I edited it, and while I was editing, I took the dog out for a walk. So we did 2 miles to come back. Show was done, and then I went out and I took the tractor out and I started cutting the grass because it was so nice out. So I cut the tractor out and I cut my grass. I cut my mother-in-law's grass around the corner there. And it was just, and I come in and I felt like so dehydrated. I was like baked. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I've been baking in the sun. So yeah, I mean, Apis is 80s and yeah, Larry 70 in Ohio. Yep. Bruce here in central Massachusetts, 64. Yeah, it was a good day to be outside. Hi, Max. How's it going, buddy? So yeah, let me see. Did I see the triple NBC in the race with all? No, I didn't see that. I know a lot of places are doing that. They're simming the games to keep people interested in it. So that's kind of cool. But no, I didn't see that. But yeah, so I get outside today. I come in. I was done. I walked the dog. It took me about a half hour. I came in. I cut the grass. Probably another hour or so. Just being outside in the sun. And I came in and poof, done. Took a shower. I was done. Drank a couple of things of water. I was like so dehydrated. But today was it's supposed to be again another nice day tomorrow. Yeah, in Carolina it's going to be in the 80s. Yeah, so it's going to be a good weekend here for a change. I'm really hoping that once people start getting outside in the good weather, they start pushing back against this whole quarantine thing, and they start saying, "Look, enough's enough. Really, enough is enough." The kids are going bonkers. We can't keep them in the house when it's 70 or 80 degrees. It's time. It's time to cut bait and go fishing here. You know what I mean? Fish or cut bait, whatever it is. Let's just get on with. Let's get back to life as it is. Okay. I really wish they would do that. Bears, good to see you, buddy. 78 in Chicago. Yes, it was. So I got my new game, not my new game, but one of the games I got in today, the old Strat basketball game. I should have brought it down to show you. It's the old cover. It's really old. It has the old cards, and when I was posting on different places that I was looking for some basketball teams. Some guys like I'm not using it. He goes, I'll give you the game and all the cards and everything. It was 70, I think it was 75, 76 NBA. And I don't know much about that season, but I recognize some of the guys. And he gave me a sweet deal, including shipping. I was like, holy cow. I'm going to get all the teams and you're going to ship it to me and the whole game. It's like, fine, I'll take it. It was about the price of it just if I bought a brand new game, but with an old season. So I'll take it. So that arrived. In fact, the guy was so cool about it. He sent me a message. He goes, you haven't got my game yet? I'm like, no, I haven't got it yet. He goes, I mailed that a long time ago. So I said, well, I think it's just the U.S. mail is just, backed up with everything else, And lo and behold, it was sitting on my steps a couple hours later. So I told him, he was all happy about it. But supposedly the rules are different. And what's kind of funny about that, the old one, it's like the basic game is for, everyone, up to like 11. Excuse me. And then the advanced game is 11 and older. That's what they call it. So if you want to play advanced basketball, you can't be under 11 years old to play it because it's too much for you. So I'll probably just play the basic game just because the advanced is too much for me. But I'm interested to see because when I was talking to the guy, he says if I just sent you the cards, they wouldn't work with the new game. I got to send you the whole game. Okay. So I'll check it out, and I'm interested to see, new game, old game, see how they play different. What's different between the two. So I'm really kind of interested in that. And let me see. No, Ray, I see you on Facebook here. No, I can't. And David, I can't post any Facebook comments for whatever reason. Facebook is kind of balked right now with StreamYard. So hopefully you can hear me on Facebook. Phyllis said he couldn't hear me. Well, I just clicked on the video. It was working on my end, but so I can see your comments. I just can't post them. Like the YouTube stuff, I can post them right here. How do you get the podcast from video? The podcast is all audio. Okay. So what happens is that we'll record it right to my mixer right here, and then I'll upload it to Spreaker. And Spreaker is where we keep it. And Spreaker, it automatically sends it to YouTube. It's a fantastic feature with Spreaker. So, so I don't lift a finger. In fact, I have it set up for Twitter too. So it sends out a notification to Twitter. Hey, there's a new podcast. Come check it out. And it automatically goes to YouTube. So I don't lift a finger. I just got to connect it to on my account. So you can play it on Spreaker, you can play it on YouTube, and then eventually it goes to iTunes and iHeartRadio. I think once in a while when I get a new show out, my phone will beep and it'll say, hey, there's a new episode of Digital to Dice on iHeartRadio. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, and we got a lot to listen to. This one was a good one. Today's episode was probably one of my more favorite interviews I've ever done with anybody. This was a good one. And yeah, Robbie, that's all we do is just it took a long time today. We recorded for about an hour or so, and then it takes me about an hour or so to edit it down, because there's a couple things we cut out. Sometimes there's a cough, or somebody comes in the room, or a phone rings, and so we edit all that out to make it sound good. So sometimes it's a straight shot, which is nice. Sometimes it's just like boom, we record it and we're done. Nice. And other times it's like, yeah, I got to do all this stuff here. I think so. Ron had his mother up today. And we had a busy day yesterday. Last night, that was a great show last night. So Ron's like, I'm not sure if I'm coming on tonight. So if he sends me a message, I'll get him on. Sometimes he likes to join late. Sometimes, he might be sleeping right now. Maybe he'll wake up and jump on. I'm not sure. But I just want to get on tonight and tell everybody kind of what happened last night. So yeah, Ray, so the pages and the groups are good, but I just go to my profile because I really don't know where I would go. I suppose I could go to Digital to Dice, but nobody would see it over there. So, so Dave, if you're watching, I can't post your comment tonight. Philip, I can't post your comment if you're on Facebook either. But again, anything, anything on YouTube, I can post the link tonight. Yeah. So. Funny thing is that so I'll be talking to Ron all day, morning, noon, and night, and then we'll do the show for an hour and a half, and then we'll get done, and then we'll call each other after the show. It's really kind of funny that something will happen, and I don't know, something stupid will happen. Like we'll get done the show, and he'll play a game, and be like, "Hey, guess what happened in my game?" And he'll call me, or I'll do something. I was like, "Ron, check this out. What do you think? I got a great idea for a project. What's your idea?" And we'll talk. So it's just funny that we'll talk all day. And then we'll talk some more. And that's just Ron's my best friend. Just he is. Ron's my best friend. And we talk all day long, and we just never get tired of talking to each other. And so we talk about all different things, but a lot of times it's the game and stuff. And speak of the devil, you say his name and here he is. So yeah, that interview today was a great interview, and it's stuff that a lot of people are interested in because the golf game's coming out, and it was perfect timing that he get on the show. We talked about the golf game. We talked about how he builds the courses, which is kind of neat. And if you want to get involved in that, and so if you're really good with like Photoshop, I'm not that good with Photoshop, but he says you need to be really good at Photoshop, and if you can do the Photoshop, then and you could create some courses. So that's something that my buddy Ray there is really good with the Photoshop. So it's one of these things where it'd be like, if Ray wanted to make a golf course for this game, he could just, get the Google images or the US Geological images of the golf course, bring it into Photoshop, set everything up, and do a course. I guess it's a pretty big deal, but speak of the devil.
Hello.
What's going on, man?
I got some sun. Can't you tell?
I did too. I was just saying, I was out all day walking the dog. I was cutting the grass, and I got burnt, and I ended up crashing. I come in, I showered, I drank all this water. I was so thirsty from being outside.
My mom was up, as you said, and we did Five Guys takeout for lunch.
Oh, nice.
She'd never done it, and so we got it for her, and it was so good. It really was so good.
The Five Guys burgers are good. I don't like the fries, but the burgers. And you got to get like the double, the triple. You can't just get the single. You got to stack it up. You really do.
Yeah, the double. And so, yeah, he was. I saw him talking about it. It was awful sweet of him. And so I saw him talking about me. And so we took the picture on her way out because it got kind of chilly once the sun went down. It wasn't the Ronco thing we got in trouble for, was it?
Yeah, no, I never heard back. I appealed it. I just, the thing was, I didn't get a strike. It didn't hurt the channel. It's one of these like slap on the wrist. It's like, please don't do that. If you continue to do that, you might get in trouble.
Okay.
The NHL did did claim the video because of the hockey clip I played, but I didn't get in any trouble. Although I think I'm gonna limit it to your channel and my channel right now, just to be safe. And like Apachata was saying, we need to really investigate what we can and can't do so we don't get in trouble. Because you might be able to play a few seconds or something. I can't imagine you couldn't play anything, but we played a lot last night. And so
the Floby cat was my favorite.
Oh, yeah. That was, I mean, if you missed it, it's up on Facebook there. I think that just the picture of the cat, when he turned his face, we lost it, and then we lost the feed. It was too bad.
Big clue, we live in a pretty rural state, and so there's 3 Five Guys in Vermont and none in her area. And she doesn't eat a lot. She doesn't eat fast food. And so to get mom to agree to eat fast food is a big deal. And I said, look, it's the best fast food burger you'll ever have. It's that and In-N-Out on the West Coast. I mean, those are the two. And Larry, it's expensive, but it's not something you can do every day. I don't know what Sarah paid for it, but by God, was it good. So it was 68, 69, 70 degrees in our yard today. As you can, I got some sun. You can see where I'm kind of red down in the chest.
Oh, Jeepers creepers. Yeah, you got some redness going on.
Yeah, and that was because I wore a hat. I don't usually wear a hat that often, but I wore a hat today because it was sunny, and I was out for about 3.5 hours. Oh yeah, Tribe Fan, we got the overflow of fries. We ate way too much food. I had an orange and my metformin and some Gatorade for dinner. It was awesome. And so absolutely worth it. Chatted with her, got a hug from behind, and came up and haven't quite crashed yet. And so I was wondering if you were doing anything. And so didn't get a link. And so I was trying to, do I fall asleep now? Like, no, if I fall asleep now, I'll wake up at 3 a.m. like I did this morning. So
I didn't get to sleep till 3 last night. I think I was a little upset about last night because we had such a good time, and then it come crashing down. It was I ended up playing I did a basketball game last night, and I uploaded it just to see if everything was okay for the uploading, and it was fine. So I did do that last night. No, we're not going to pull the plug by Ron showing his chest.
No, trust me, no one wants to see my chest. Guess what I bought today?
I've no idea. What'd you get?
Have you played Atari today?
Oh, you got the Atari stuff?
I did. The whole thing was $15, $15.88 after tax.
With all the additional add-ons.
So
and stuff?
150 games.
Yeah. Yep.
Including the arcade games. A smattering of Atari 5200 games.
Yep.
And all those 2600 games. And so I'm trying to figure out how to play them. I was playing a little bit of Breakout and a little bit of Real Sports Baseball. Tanning bed? Yeah, right. Look, I turn into a rock lobster if I do that. I was going to show off the tennis game and try to pretend it was the most realistic thing I'd ever played. I know how to serve.
Tennis game was all right. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, this was the Real Sports Tennis. Anyway, we'll have some fun with that. Turbocharged, how are you? Yeah. That was a fun interview that we did today.
Oh, my God. I mean, he was good. He was good. And it was perfect time. We got the golf game coming out. It's golf season. And we talked a little bit about that and just the little inner workings of everything. So Yes, isn't it? Breakout is fun. The only thing is you do need the paddle. And Circus Atari was my
No, you
favorite.
don't. What you do is you just use your left and right arrow.
Yeah, I suppose you could do that. The thing with Circus Atari is you move the back and forth, and if you hit the button, the guy swaps. So if he's coming down
Oh,
at an angle
I
and the
think you
guy
would
is in
need
the
a
way,
paddle for that. Yeah.
you could swap. So what you would do is you would move the thing and you hit the button to swap the guy. So if the guy was coming down, he wouldn't land on his head, and they would swap places. So yeah,
John, we got showing way too many videos on the chat, and I think we probably violated some sort of copyright thingy.
yeah, they just stopped the feed. I got an email. It was not a bad email, so we're, as you can see, we're back on tonight. So we're just going to tone that down until we find out exactly what I can do. So I'll have to investigate that.
I think the Flowbee is a current product.
Yeah, you said that, and that might have been it. But
you can buy them at Walmart or get them direct for $135. And yeah, that was
hey, man, well, we're doing okay. We had last night's show was so good. I can't believe it got cut off. That was the best. Last night's show was one of the best. We had a good time. Good time last night. And DJ Digital to Dice, yeah, that was a great. I got to go back and listen to that again because so we were talking to him, but sometimes you need to just. I was thinking of questions to ask. I didn't get to hear all the.
We went a lot longer than I thought. I'm with you. We went a lot longer than I thought we would with him.
Yeah, because we were wrapping up at 20 minutes, and next thing you know, we went on for another 20, and it was all good stuff.
Yes,
it really was.
Yes.
Bruce and Laura, that was so funny last night, and it was almost worth getting cut off the air because we were just rolling on the floor with that. That was just
the cat, man, the
cat's face. Yeah, yep. I was wondering about the music commercials, but we didn't have. We had no audio. That's why I can't believe it got flagged for video.
But it may be because of the content match, because it was song. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's the algorithm that does it, and it's certainly trying to match the content, but that again, you would have gotten wouldn't be able to monetize it because a lot of that stuff is.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
My mom loved the fries and she loved the burger, and the fact that you can pretty much put anything you want on the burger.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. You can put, what do you want? They got 100 things you can put on there. It's kind of cool.
I did onions, relish, and A1. That's my go-to at $5.
Nice. So Appa's enjoying the PC basketball. Yeah, it took me a while to warm up to that. And I really had to play with like the text speed and the animation speed and the decision making. But once I tweaked it to my liking, I really like it now. And it took me a long time. Like I would play it and I don't like it, and I go back and I don't like it. But now I got it flowing. As we talk about flow, I got it flowing, and so yeah. So that's good news for you. I don't know if we could ever get him on the show. But I mean, the way I see it is that we're up to 38 episodes now. So I would say that we're a pretty legit podcast at this point. And now you start getting probably some of the I don't want to say bigger names, but maybe I don't know how else to say it. But now when we first started out, we were asking people to come on the show. We were getting maybe. But now we got 38 episodes and we're established. We got a pretty good following. We got a lot of listens. Now it's worth people's time to come on here. So we might either have him or his son.
He really is. Him or Richard Hanna would be the two I would want to get. And I did not realize it. And if you haven't listened to the show today, I won't spoil it for you, but we got a little bit of the inner workings of who works on what game. So if it's not Dave, it may be his son Ryan.
Yeah. Yep.
I've already had to answer a couple of questions about why don't I. Yeah, Dave Cook. I would never have guessed that.
Yep.
Why I don't play a lot of the action PC golf. And the other thing is that when I brought back the channel, I don't think it streams as well as the AST. And the thing is, I didn't buy last year's version, and so I haven't played it really in a couple of years. Could we get Rich? I'd love to have Richard. Would love to have Richard. Because his games are tremendous. Sure, we could ask for Hal. Not going to get him, but we could ask.
I don't doubt at some point we'll we'll get some bigger names on the show as we
Laura
go on. And
Strat would be one I'd like to talk to because
Yeah.
I think she's doing their PR.
yeah, she's doing the PR there.
And that would probably be who we would get.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, folks. This is kind of like a community show, community podcast for Digital to Dice. If you people want to reach out to some of these, feel free. Send them an email and say, hey, I listen to this podcast and it's all about cards and dice games and would love to hear what you have to say on their show. And so reach out to them. We'll reach out too. But I mean, maybe if they get enough fan mail, so to speak, and they're like, wow, what's this show? We need to check it out. And because I know that they're involved with the magazine, the Sports Simulation magazine that's out there. So, I mean, I would imagine that they want to get involved with a show like this. But I think we needed to get some traction. And I think we have that. We got 38 shows now. We've had people on and, so I think we've kind of reached that level now that we could start reaching out.
Big clue. Richard Hanna is the programming genius behind Second and 10, PC Replay Baseball, PC Replay Basketball, Time Travel Tennis, Classic Soccer, along with some Speedway, rugby, and skiing games. What does ASG do that APC doesn't? I've always felt, and again, I think it comes down to, what game did you get used to playing first? Because that's in your head of what you think is the right thing. I always feel like I am more immersed in the decision-making process in ASG. I also have a lot of money tied up in that game. And with the open engine, I know when the virtual dice are rolled, how that shot's going to go. And it makes me start thinking about that second shot immediately. There's nothing wrong with Action PC Golf per se. I don't feel like I play as well in Action PC Golf. I don't really enjoy playing a vertical golf game. I'm much more of a
See, I don't know if I'm used to it or if I don't mind it. And I want to say, Mike's watching on Facebook. Mike, I can't post the Facebook comments. There's a glitch right now. So I see that you're watching. I have my Facebook open, but I just can't post that. It's just a glitch right now. So hopefully they're working on that. But getting back to, I've seen you play the ASG golf, and maybe if I didn't have as many courses and as much time and money sunk into Action PC, I might pick it up. But I've seen you play it, and I've played the Action PC. I just prefer the Action PC.
Yeah, I think Action PC is a better value. I think you can get whatever golf experience that you want. I might pick up a couple seasons and do that.
How many courses do you have for ASG?
For ASG, close to 40.
Do you? Okay, yeah, I probably have about the same for Action PC.
I could. ASG is how I did the virtual. Yes, how I did the virtual masters. And yeah, as I get older, I am an open engine person. Although I stream a lot of Action PC Sports and don't feel bad about doing that, I want to know where I get the results from. And we talked about it a little bit on the show today about that. It's not a deal breaker for me, not at all. But I like knowing that I roll that on a card, and it's all, golf to me is the ultimate what if. I'm not sure. Maybe you can get a money list right or whatever over the course of a season, but an individual tournament would be so hard to replicate. I mean, obviously, yes, if, Tiger Woods in 1997 winning the Masters by 50,000 shots, okay, you should be able to do that, but
they both do a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
It's just, I think the difference comes down to the actual gameplay. So you can set up the tournaments and whoever you want to do and this and that. But once it comes down to the gameplay, do you want to see the dice roll and shoot up? Or do you want to set up your shot and pick your club and do your stuff and hit the swing icon and let it play out?
Yeah. There's nothing wrong. Just because I would prefer one to the other doesn't mean that there's anything really wrong with the one that I don't prefer. I'm very curious. The one thing that he said today that intrigued me, and we'll look this up on Tuesday when it comes out or Wednesday when it comes out, is that it's now much more UI friendly as far as the tournament is concerned. That was the one thing that, if you hit the wrong button, then you go to watch everyone else play. Again, it's more of a semantics thing. And Action PC also has much more individual seasons. And I was enjoying what he's talking about today. Okay, if you're going to play a 1965 season, for instance, that they want to have the courses and the right yardage from 1965.
Yeah, that's neat.
So that is kind of a big deal. I'm very curious because it's been 2 or 3 versions. How you doing, Sean? 2 or 3 versions since I bought the game.
I think at this point here, I mean, if it's been 2 or 3 versions and the courses work with every version, I mean, for the $29, I mean,
it really was a no-brainer.
I mean, with all those you get 24. It's almost like $1 a course, and they throw the game in. Now, I already had some of those courses, but if I was just breaking in, that's a sweet deal to break in. Now, as it is, I had 14 of the 24, so I'm still getting 10 courses. So when you break it down, the courses are $15 retail. They're usually on sale for $8 or $9 usually. And now if I bought the new game with all the discounts, they were $2.90.
Mm-hmm.
So $2.90 for a course. And that's only for me because I'm getting 10 new courses. If I was getting all 24, again, I have 14 of them. So I just did the math. I said, okay, I have 14. So I get 10 new courses for $29 and the game. It was a no-brainer. I'm going to get $2.90 for the course and the game for free. That's how I look at it.
Obviously have the other Action PC games. We've showed them. I buy them and like them. And I have a card and dice equivalent of the same sport. You know, I have Strat Hockey. I have Strat Baseball. I have 2nd and 10 football, which I think is criminally underrated as a football game. It just doesn't stream all that well. And so... yeah, you know, I guess I do have a go-to cards and dice game and a go-to, you know, Action PC makes a very good product.
Mike in Facebook there says he can't wait for the golf game coming May 5th. Mike, go listen to Digital to Dice. Go listen to this new one, episode 38. We talked
it's a good one.
Yeah, it's all about that golf game there. We talked to Mike, who's part of the APC community. He runs that webpage there. He talks about all the free courses. I mean, I get a ton of courses from there too. I mean, so you can buy the game and then you can go to Mike's webpage and grab a whole bunch of those games. I mean, those courses right from there. And he's got everything there. So, I mean, even if you like the basketball app at Chatter, go to that the APC community webpage and grab your logos, grab your basketball courts. And he's got a ton of stuff there.
I tend to do, and largely because it's ASG, I do like an all-time greats thing. I know there's a good all-time greats thing for APC. So yeah, but so just because I prefer one to the other, it doesn't mean that I'm poo-pooing Action PC at all. I'm very curious to see what I get tomorrow or this week. Yeah, you know, and Dave's stuff has tremendous value. Careful. Oh, now you're showing my chest again. I don't want to do that. I'm Rock Lobster. And yes, the tremendous value in the games. And we've gotten hours and hours of enjoyment out of them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to taking this one out for a test bed.
Yeah. I mean, I know that you're a big fan of the ASG games. So, but if you can enjoy this one too, it does things a little bit different. I know you don't like to go to left. I don't mind the left to right. I don't know why. I don't really. I mean, up and down on left to right's fine. If it was right to left, I'd have a problem. You know, because that's not how we read, but we read left to right. So, you know, my only complaint about the Action PC Golf is there's been a couple of times that I've teed off and hit it to the wrong fairway. Because you don't just see, you're seeing an overview of the course. Okay. You're seeing a geological, you know, satellite image of the course. So sometimes those fairways run together, and there's been time, and sometimes you can't see where that's what I should have told him today. Sometimes, you know, I have the screen set up and I can't see the tee box.
Right.
And it's just out of the screen. So you got to shrink it down or move it to get it to come up, which is kind of a pain.
I think for me, how you doing, Chris? For me, from playing, we talked a bit with him about Lynx and Jack Nicklaus and all that. Shots for me fit better going from bottom to top.
And I can see that, yeah.
And if Action PC would play from bottom to top, how you would normally play if you were standing on the course, I'm probably would like it better. That's the main thing, because when you get a wind, I have a hard time trying to figure out, okay, is the wind affecting from left to right or whatever? And I think for because I've never played the game, my Howard Cosell, I want that instant feedback that I get just in this particular game with the open engine. Okay, no, I rolled a chunky number, I chunked the shot, and I can see how that shot was arrived at.
Yeah.
Now, the Action PC does a good job. Okay, you have corked it 108% to the left, and you only hit it 87% instead of the 90.
So Chris, and Ron too. I don't know if you heard this, but I got my my old Strat basketball.
Oh, you did? No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, in fact, the guy I was talking to him through Facebook because I put a post up looking for some old basketball seeds. The guy says I have 75, 76, and you can have it really cheap, but you're gonna need the game because it's a different game. I guess they changed the rules at one point. So he says,
looks like the football game.
So he says it wouldn't work without the game, so I'll send you the game too. Same price.
Oh, nice.
So it come in. It's the old orangey box look with the Strat basketball.
Oh,
It's the old card. So so I told him, I said, hey, it just arrived. And so he goes, I'm dying to know what you think. So I says, well, I'm gonna read the rule books and compare it to the new one and see what the differences are. Maybe it's just, like the hockey. The new cards and the old cards, they're still compatible. It's just one's a 1 to 12, one's a 1 to 20. So it's really not that big of a deal.
right.
But I'm wondering how the basketball is going to be the old
Very
basketball.
curious about that. Turbo, I really can't do true cards and dice. Physical issues. There's only so much room here, and so when I play the Strat PC hockey, you do. It doesn't. You enjoy Strat hockey and hoops on the table, but on the tabletop, but not the PC. That's how I get that fix. And it's rolling the dice and just imagining it in your head. And like with the baseball, it really is. You can play at your own pace, and that's not a complaint against any of the Action PC games. But that, to me, it does kind of feel like.
The hockey feels like cards and dice. Okay, you got to slow it down so you can follow it because it says flip card. It says lose puck, outside shot for center. So I read all that stuff when I play the Strat. Sometimes I speed it up and just get through the game, but sometimes I actually read it because I want to feel like I'm playing cards and dice. But I can do it with my feet up with a mouse click, and I don't have to have the spread here and have all the cards, and I can just play it. So I think that the hockey. Stratomatic hockey plays like the tabletop version because I can see everything that goes on. Okay, who wants to get the rebound? Rebound to any player. I'm going to go to this guy. Any shot, I will have this guy take the shot. Do you want to penetrate this guy to this guy? Yes, I do. I want this guy to challenge this guy. I want, So I feel the hockey does a pretty good job. The basketball, because I'm only playing basic, when I play Strat PC basketball on the computer, it does a lot more than I can't follow that as well.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it. And like Chris was saying, I commented on one of his videos and he said that he just likes the basic in basketball too. And the thing is, basketball is a long game in basic, and it's even longer, as he pointed out, going advanced. So I don't need to go crazy. I just like seeing the rebound, who takes the shot. I decide on the shot. I roll the dice. I have fun with it. I'm trying to figure out a way I can play it on the computer, like the hockey utilities. If there's a way that I could set up a scoreboard and set it up so I could roll dice here and then describe the game, so I wouldn't have to do it from Studio C with the iPad, so I could go live with it.
The other thing is that to me, when I first explained the Action PC Sports to Dave, way back a while ago. And he tried. I said it really is like a cards and dice game because it lets you make those decisions. You have to call the plays in football. You have to understand what's going on in baseball. Although I just do pitch and hit and all that. You could go with the options, and I have for my current replay the outcomes box there. Basketball, you determine. Determine who gets the shots. There's audibles out there. And so Action PC gives me the feel of a card and dice game without actually seeing what's going on. The probabilities, but so
if I were to stream basketball, Ron and Chris, directed to Chris too, I would probably either just do the second half or just the fourth quarter, because I think I got it going about 20 to 25. Again, I'm still new, but I got it to be about 20, 25 minutes for the fourth quarter. Cause I played a whole game, but I would play a quarter, like learning the first quarter, second quarter, I got a little quicker. By the third quarter, I was really pumping out the game. And then by the fourth quarter, I was spot on. So I think I was like between 20 and 25 minutes for the fourth quarter. So I would probably play the game and then stream the fourth quarter. Would be a nice way of splitting the difference, where you wouldn't have to struggle through 2 hours of a stream. Because, hey, we're picking this game up. It's in the fourth quarter, because people only watch the last 2 minutes of a basketball game anyway.
Yeah, we've told.
As long as the game was close. I mean, if it was a blowout, then I'd say, oh, the hell, did I go to something else? But I mean, or I could just, I could make up a score. Maybe I could play a quick play game for the first 3 quarters.
Can you do a scenario game in APC? You can in football.
I don't know.
Anyway, my dad was notorious, oh, look, Jordan's got 15 already and the Bulls are up by 10.
Yeah, but I mean, I would do that.
Don't talk to me about an NBA game until it gets in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, maybe you're saying that, yeah. But I would do that. I would probably set something up where, maybe I would go to one of our quick play games and roll the first 3 quarters. And then pick it up from there. So, okay, I rolled the 3 quarters. It's 70 to 65, Philadelphia over Chicago, whatever it is. And now we're going to play the fourth quarter in strat. And we'll just keep the starters in for the whole fourth quarter and play that and have some fun. And I think that's what Chris did. Chris just kept a steady, because I'm not changing them up. And I did a little bit because I played a whole game. But if I was just going to do the fourth quarter, maybe I'd change one guy or something like that. But I think it'd be fun just to see the starting 5 battle it out in the last 12 minutes. I think it would make for a better stream. Hi, Bill. Good to see you. Oh, thank you, Bill. Yes, that was fun. Mike was awesome today. That was a great show. That was probably one of my favorite interviews. Just he come on. He just sounded good. He was confident. He knew what he wanted to talk about. We've been talking for a few days about, hey, Mike, what do you want to talk about here? It's like, this is what we're going to do. And it went really, really well, I thought. And Apple's got his first win in PC basketball. Fantastic.
Go Tennessee, Chattanooga.
Yep.
It's kind of like comparing different kinds of ice cream. There are certain flavors of Ben & Jerry's I like, and there's certain flavors of Haagen-Dazs I like. But that doesn't mean that, if I like the Haagen-Dazs vanilla or the Haagen-Dazs chocolate, that I wouldn't eat the Ben & Jerry's chocolate. And so it's really that sort of thing. It's not, if I say I like A better, that doesn't mean I don't like B.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I saw Chris was playing with a timer for his basketball game. Not a bad idea, but I got pretty quick at flipping the cards, and I was flying through my decisions. You know what I mean? And just like, okay, do I take the 3 or not? And I just was making this up in my head, and I had a lot of fun with that game. So I think if I played a little bit more, I could get into the groove of it, and bang that out and have some fun, because it is a fun game. And I looked into a couple of the other games. I looked in the replay basketball, looked in the status pro basketball. Neither one of them jumped out at me as anything that was going to be, I don't want to say better than strat, but when I was looking at some of that, it's like, wow, there's a lot of math to be done. And with so many decisions to make, that would take for a long game. It's like, you're going to take a shot. Well, now we need to compare it to the defense, because that's how it's done with hockey in some of those games. Well, that's fine if you're only taking 30 shots a game, but if you're taking 100 shots and every time you got to do the math, it's just going to tack on time.
Yeah, that's not what you want.
Yeah, so I mean, the timer thing is not a bad idea. I have to play around with that, because I was going to do that with football. I was just going to put like 15-minute quarters, but I'm like, man, I'm still playing an hour game. So can I speed that up at all? Can my gameplay get any faster? Is there things I can do in the game to make this faster? I haven't got any big fights in my games. Sometimes I try to fight up. Yeah, I
once in a while I get a line brawl.
No, I haven't had that. I've only had this is single fights, an occasional extra man in or something like that. Yeah, hockey flows pretty quick depending on the game.
I think the other thing about the strat PCC and D is that I can build my own immersion with it. And as good as the APC is, you're kind of tied to their immersion to a degree. And just with any of the cards and dice games, even with the Roberto Chavini rugby I was playing, you're building in your head your own images of what's going on. And I like that.
Yeah.
Personally. But
Yep.
What was Robbie's question? Well, we do have most of the ballparks, Robbie. All the ballparks are modeled within the game. It's just hard, especially for the older ones, to get an accurate picture of it. To run the chalkboard.
Yeah, get back to what Big Clue said, is that I tried the Status Pro hockey out. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. And it's something I would go back to again and kick around. Okay. I was playing the other night, and it was fun. I would rather play Strat myself. But Status Pro is like one of these things. If I ever, I don't want to play Strat. Let me try the Status Pro game, or let me pull out the Hockey Blast. Apper I haven't tried yet. That's one thing I haven't done.
And the other thing too is that we both have multiple versions of the same sports. How many games can you really? You can only play one game at a time.
Yeah.
And so. So that run through a timer. You might like that. The problem is card and dice football is tough.
The fast action football was fun. It's an hour-long game, but you feel at the end of it, you played a game. And I think I like, that Dallas-Pittsburgh game in action PC football was fun. That was a class. Maybe that'll bring me back into that, because I had a hard time with that. But just the idea of flipping the cards in fast action, seeing the play, I like that. I did.
Supposed to do the Bills and the Redskins from 91 at some point. How you doing, Mike? But yeah, depends on what experience that I'm looking for. Again, I don't want to talk about pizza, but sometimes I feel like pepperoni, and sometimes I feel like sausage, and sometimes I feel like hamburger. I never feel like pineapple. Yeah, the same thing. For baseball, I've got an Appa clone and potentially NP3 and NPNG and Strat and roster card and a couple others. And so, wow, suspensions. And Todd B does the good Calico thing. A fun project. You were going to do that, I think, with the Summit series, doing a short project with several different engines.
Yep. And then I decided to go with the one because I was having so much fun.
Right. And so it's just a case of sometimes you got to change it up. And because, we try more stuff because of what we're doing with the podcast than we probably would have otherwise. But yeah, there's only the Tom Mink stuff. I'm not sure you'd like that because there really isn't any decisions, and it is kind of a whack-a-mole thing, but it's a great hybrid. You need the cards, but the computer does all the work for you.
So here's my new project. I posted this the other days. I'm taking the finalists from 8 years, from 67 to 74, and I'm going to play them in that same kind of format that I did the other one in. So as you can see here, so I got the opening round, so we get the Sweet 16, and then we get down to the quarterfinals, which is the final 8, then the semifinals and the finals. And so I'm going to play instead of the bottom teams, I'm going to play the top teams this time around. So I took the Stanley Cup finalists from 67 to 74, each team with their own year, and we're going to play that out and see who finishes on top with that.
Nice turbocharge. That should be fun. I don't think most people own that many games, but I'm kind of venturing into fuzzy territory with MGD. But people ask us about stuff all the time, and you want to be able to either see it so you can make a preliminary judgment or have played it. So and I'm telling you, I've got a hard, my seasons have seasons. I must have in roster card and action PC baseball, I have 120 seasons apiece. So that's 240 nice. Right there.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't include anything I bought for Strat. The Appa clone I have, I pretty much have a straight run from 38 to 93. I mean, I would need to go back to being 4 years old to even think about playing the majority of stuff that I have. Yes, no, exactly. Big clue. I ought to own and play more than the average customer, and some of it I like. And here's the other thing: I don't really play action PC stuff outside of what I stream because this is work. Go to work, you play the game. The hockey I might play a little more, but you go to work, and so I don't really want to play. If I play 6 baseball games in a week on camera, the last thing I want to do is play 6
Right.
baseball games off camera because as much as Dave loves hockey, he doesn't want to be a hockey town when he's not working, right?
Right. Yeah. No, I hear that. And there's times that I will I tend to stream a lot of what I do only because when I'm working normally, I sometimes I get a chance to play a game, and maybe I haven't streamed in a few days. So it's like, well, I could sit here, play offline, and enjoy the game, or I could stream because I haven't streamed in a while. So that's why I tend to do that. You never stream everything you do, and that's definitely not the way to do it. In fact, some projects I'll play one game and then I'll play offline for a few games and come back and stream the rest of the project or something like that. But it depends on my work schedule. When I'm working, hopefully I will go back to work. Hopefully I'll be busy again. And then it's like, yeah, it's Saturday night. Before I was doing this show here, it's like I'm gonna stream a game here. Because I haven't been on in a while, and I enjoy the chat, and I enjoy just streaming a game and showcasing. And it's just fun to do. But there is times that it's like, I'll just sit here at night. It's like, and I was playing strat basketball, PC basketball, and I think I played a quarter, and I just saved the game. And you can't do that when you're doing a stream. You can't say, well, I'm going to bed. You got to finish the game. So sometimes I got 15 to 20 minutes and I'll open up the game and I'll play the second quarter and then I'll stop and go to bed. So sometimes I enjoy playing offline, but I might not finish the game. I might play a little bit and save it, whereas you have to finish if you're streaming. So
usually they carry over. I'd assume that would be the same case, Robbie. I only use pitch. I never pitch around. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm loving Roberto's stuff.
Yeah, Roberto stuff's fun. I do like the Downey games. I haven't done the play. I get the one play game. I talked about they do it a little bit different. I need to warm up to that. Play is an acquired taste, and a lot of people love it. And I don't hate it. It's different for me from everything I'm doing now. It's just everything I'm doing now flows in a certain direction, and play kind of comes across.
You might find that if you had a casual interest in a sport, that you might get hooked on the play.com games. The thing with the hockey is you're into it. You know what's going on.
I'm very finicky about my hockey games. I really am. But whereas, like, I play basketball, the strat basketball. I know nothing about basketball, and I enjoy the heck out of it because I'm just playing and enjoying it, and I'm not worried about anything because I'm just enjoying the experience of the game. And Mark, thanks for stopping in and saying hi on Saturday night. Hopefully all is well with you.
Yeah, I think he was on earlier. Big clue. The holy grail of finding the perfect game, it's like chasing the dragons. You'll never catch it. There is no such thing as the perfect game. There are games that we love.
Yeah.
But you play enough of something, you're gonna find the flaw.
At some point, you'll be like, oh yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
Maybe that's why I play a bunch of different games. I never really get sick of anything, Mike, that's not the projects I like to do. I like to play within season a lot of times. I like to play the one-offs. And, that's why I have this thing. It's called Dave's Classic Rewind. Remember that? You remember this? Remember this right there? Dave's Classic Rewind. That's why I do Dave's Classic Rewind. And I actually did a video about that too, where I said, look, I'm going to do this new thing on the show called Dave's Classic Rewind, where I go back and I play one game, or I play either a game in real life or just any matchup from the past that makes me happy from my childhood. And that's why I did that Dallas-Pittsburgh game on Action PC. I wanted to play the Cowboys from 77, and I wanted to have a good game. And boy, did I get a good game.
You got one too.
I got a game. And so I didn't have to worry about playing a whole season or a tournament. I could play that one game and be totally satisfied with what I did.
I am not a fan of. I'm not a huge fan of playing what ifs.
It depends.
I like watching other people's what ifs, but I'm much more because
can you take over for 1 sec? I have an issue here. Can you take over?
Sure. I'm much more of a fan of playing history or rewriting history, and so I like the season replays or the single season replays. Andrew loves it's all going up here. Perfect game, understanding flaws. I find a system. This is at Pachetta that works best for me and most companies' approach. No, Big Clue. It's not what Dave's Classic Rerun's about. Mark, do I feel like that Action PC plays realistically and yields accurate results and is fun to play? Yes, yes, and yes. And it doesn't limit you either. So if someone exceeds their stats, they'll keep on going. I'm sure the shipping on Play.games to Canada is expensive. Maybe you can help. Someone can help you with that, though. Red, White, and Blue Racing intrigues me, but they don't have any of the computer versions of games, so I can't play them. Seasons are a commitment, but to me, it's worth it. And Todd B, a lot of people love What Ifs. Dave muted, so you don't hear that. How you doing, Captain Carl? A football season, though, is only 16 games. And we picked up the 78 baseball replay. We were doing 3 games a week before everything got shut down. And now, playing along daily just to help pass the time. I'm loving it because you get to see how things have changed from day to day to day. Yeah, my 82 replay certainly rewrote history. That was fun. It was great to see the Expos win the World Series and to get the Orioles into Game 6 of the World Series. They needed and pushed in California to 5 games in the ALCS. But it's whatever, floats your boat. There's a lot of people who love the What Ifs. And, I was watching Al's Pine Tar game earlier today between the Dodgers and the Yankees, whatever it was. I was watching some of that. That was the 82 replay went really well. But personally, I just like delving into a season and getting involved in the season. And Action PC is great for that because it can play everything that you don't want to play. And because I do it as played, it does a lot of the work for you. And you got to make the decisions based on what's happening in the replay as far as bullpens and when to go, as opposed to real life. At Pachatter I was intrigued by Red, White, and Blue Racing, but after watching Rob and Tabletop Sports Delaware play the games, it doesn't seem to be a decision-based game. Okay. And again, you've watched and it can make a decision for sure. Rewriting history is fun too. I don't want to replay with the same results. Sometimes you do. 78 football, I got the Steelers beating the Cowboys. This year, I got the Patriots beating the 49ers in the 86 Super Bowl. On Action PC Football, Manuel asks, when a player exceeds their stats, is that... No, I shut that off. I shut off the usage penalties. You can if you want, but I shut it off. Yeah, a big clue. There's all sorts of ways to play. Replays, what ifs, leagues, all-time rosters. Absolutely. Thank you, Turbocharge. That was really fun to do. And the postseason was great. Mark Bogue received Plays Demolition Derby in the mail today. Cool. Chris says there are very few decisions, but if it's like the pace of play is more like watching a race than driving the car. Okay. Clue agrees, or you agree with Clue, and Big Clue agrees with Robbie. Oh, we all like that. Franchise best teams are weird. Yes. And the other thing, what I don't like about franchise best teams overall, especially in baseball, is you either get big hitting days where you get 13 to 12s off good pitchers, or the pitchers dominate too much. And do you really want to see a 2-1 game between the Yankees and the Red Sox? I know it could happen, but really no one wants to watch Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, David Ortiz get handcuffed. So it really depends on what you're after. I've got some stuff that I'm going to try out as far as Formula One racing for Roberto Chavini and some World Cup skiing. So those are fun. So keep going in the chat while Dave visits little Dave's room. I hope that's what's going on. But yeah, the 82 replay was good. 78 is fun. There's a lot of it. If you're watching it on YouTube, I've got like 13 days to actually post. They're up there, but they haven't been posted yet. And Big Clue, I would do a DH too. Tournaments are fun. Al's great with the tournaments. Tournaments for me are okay. I'd much rather get to the playoffs after a season. And I don't want to watch Koufax bet either. You all right?
Having problems with one of the dogs.
Ooh.
Yeah, the older dog is falling over.
Ugh.
And yeah, she's freaking out, but So I said, well, if it was a stroke, the dog wouldn't have got up.
So
So he's got a bad back leg, and it's giving out, and he's just falling because it's just giving out on him. So she's all upset, and it's like, what are we gonna do? And it's like,
But you got to go.
no. I mean, we just keep an eye. There's nothing we can do tonight anyway. You know, I mean, it's something. It's not an emergency surgery thing, but
Mark's asking how old he is.
I think he's 15 or 16.
He's up there.
He's an older dog, yeah, and it's just he's this dog has all kind of issues. He's just a mental case, you know. But so I'm just like, I don't know what to do. You know, it's just I says, you know, we can't really spend thousands of dollars on a 15-year-old dog. I mean, just to get him another at 6 months or a year and a half, and you know, I don't know what kind of rehab it's going to be. So, but he's trying to get up and he's falling over now because that leg's giving out, and it's. So yeah, so that's where I am right now. So I'm not sure what the deal is.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so she just texted me and says, "Can you come up?" And so he's laying in his bed. He's okay. He's just sitting there panting like he normally does, like you know. But the other night I did hear a clunk in the other room. I was like, "Boy, it sounded like something fell over." And I went in, I looked, I didn't see anything, and I think he got up out of bed, and must have fallen over on the ground.
Right. Yeah.
So just on top of all the other things
now you got
in my life, now I get that, you know.
Turbocharged, thanks for the kind words on the 86 football replay. That was probably my least favorite project that I've done, only because the game kind of messed up. The Dallas Cowboys morphed into the Atlanta Falcons. And so I had to stop that replay. I had to export everything out, import things back in. It cost Denver a playoff spot. But we got through it, and we just turned it into a Sunday thing where we did all 9 playoff games, and not on the same day. That's a lot of football, and that was really fun. I'm probably gonna do a single team replay in the fall. I won't try to do that again. But that was fun. And as you know, like as I was telling Robbie before, you know, when I did the 78 football replay, we got the real life Super Bowl. We had actually 3 of the 4 Final Four teams. And Pittsburgh beat Dallas in that Super Bowl. And for the other one, you know, this time around, we didn't. Yeah.
So that's him right there. So yeah, he's it's the back right leg, I think. So he's we got him as kind of a rescue from somebody. His owner had cancer, so he had to give him up, or she had to give him up, so we got him. And so he was older when we got him, but the thing is, he was a breeding dog, and the person we got him from, it wasn't their fault or anything, but he just was, you know, he was used to just, you know,
breeding,
and so he didn't even know how to go up and down stairs because he had never gone up and down stairs when we got him.
That's a rough life.
So when we let him out on the deck to get down the stairs, he had a real hard time going up and down the stairs, and he's a mental case. He's like, because he's just used to being picked up and bred and just eaten and whatever. So now he has the run of the So now he has the run of the yard. We've had him for 4 or 5 or 6 years now, and he's been doing fine. He has the whole run of the yard, and we take him on walks and the whole bit. So I mean, he's had a good end of life, that's for sure. But yeah, he's older now, and now it's like, oh man, you know.
Manuel, yeah, you're right. That's the season and game usage penalties. I don't have them checked because you never know what you're going to find in the game, and there is a fatigue factor in the game, so you know when you're overusing players. But I don't penalize because they had 30 carries last week, or threw 50 passes, or had 10 catches. So, yeah, that's too bad.
So
you can wait on Monday. At least it'd be cheaper.
Yeah, well, we're not going to do anything tonight. There's nothing we're going to do tonight about it, unless something really bad happens. But it's just the idea that it's like, now what do we do? You know, seriously, you know, what do we do? You know, do we, you know, bring them in and get looked at? And they say, oh yeah, surgery. Yep, no problem. It's like, no, you know, don't want to do that either. You know, so yeah, it's just a drag. It really is. You know, just something we didn't need.
Nope.
You want to see something really funny though? This was our husky. This is mouth number 1 with our husky. The husky was the best dog.
He looked like a sweet dog too.
Yeah. So there's the husky. I don't know if I can make that bigger full screen. Yeah. So this is them going at it. That's CJ when he was little. Look how skinny and little CJ is. But yeah, so the husky would sit on the couch, and the little dog would just antagonize the husky. So that was our Sunday morning routine. I would be sitting there in the chair. The poor husky would be panting and barking, and this guy, CJ, would be antagonizing him.
Just like having little kids.
Yeah. So that was that was our Sunday morning back.
Yeah.
Back
How you
in the
doing,
day.
Mr. Reynolds? Good to have you along. Never played BLM, Bill. So yeah, going on 2 different subjects here. 1178. Enjoyed that project a lot so far. And again, as far as change in history is concerned, 3 of the 4 division winners are ahead. And then there's Baltimore.
Yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully we won't be making any rushes to the hospital tonight. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do anyway. They would probably say, "Yep, he's gonna need surgery to fix it." And they're not going to do it tonight. So, it's just something else to just.
You got a mobile vet in your area? I actually saw one today.
No, in
You're
fact,
outside.
our vet is only like emergencies only. And I don't even know what we would do. We'd have to like wear masks and go in there. It's just not the time for this.
No,
it's just,
it's scary enough as it is.
Man. So
Big clue, I was the only survivor of the last D&D game. Remember that. I
you
survived.
were.
I ran away.
You're a survivor.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun,
There
dun,
you go.
dun. There we go. I don't need to get copyright struck.
Yeah, I know, right? That's too bad. That was a real.
Oh man, that was fun.
night. Yeah, it was really fun. Yeah. What was it? Yeah, emergency vets are very expensive. We've been there. We've rushed down there at 2 a.m. with certain things, and it's just man, when dogs start getting older, it's so hard because it's just such a money pit, and you just like, yeah, I don't want to put them down if it's just something simple, but then it's like more and it's more and it's more and it's more, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Yes, because 78 was the season for me that baseball made sense. So it's a nostalgic look back. The races are there, the names are there. I wish the Red Sox were doing better, but beggars can't be choosers, and it's fun. And having people in the live chat every day, the Dodger fans and the Red fans, and everybody loves the Houston Astros, by the way. They are America's team, the 78 Houston Astros.
Yeah, they are.
And so, the Yankees are good. And so the response has been great, and they've been fun to do. And so it's nice, it's a different style of baseball than today, but it's been fun. No, because I turned 7 that November. And so all 4 division races were within 5 games. My mother had a job that year. She was a single mom. And so she worked for a guidance office at a local high school. And every day I got 50 cents, which was enough to buy a pack of baseball cards and a newspaper, or a pack of baseball cards and a Coke. And so that summer, I got to open up baseball cards like 4 or 5 times a week. So yeah. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, we had a 16-year-old cat we put down 8 years ago in August, and didn't realize he had cancer.
That's when it's nowhere.
And we realized that it was a hot summer and he wasn't hungry. And so we didn't think anything of it because he was just an old man. And he had lost half his body weight by the time that we realized it. We thought it was just a bad tooth. And they said, no, it's a tumor. We could put him on comfort care. We brought him home, tried to give him at least one more weekend to pamper and baby him. But he was in so much pain, it wasn't going to do anything else. And Smurf figurine. That's right, because you didn't grow up around here. And so we called our vet back, and she did her putting to sleeps after office hours. And so we're from another part of the state. We moved to Burlington when we got married. And so one of those, lo and behold, small world moments. I don't know if I've ever told you the story, Dave. The woman that we got him from in Montpelier, about 35 miles away, happened to live in the building we're in now.
Oh, wow.
And one of those wow stories. And so he got to spend his last few minutes. Hey, Appachatter, good to see you. He got to spend his last few minutes with both of the women that took care of him his entire life.
Wow, that's
how
fantastic.
lucky was that? And
yeah,
so
that's awesome. That's great. Yeah, it's a tough decision. And when I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it was it's still the hardest decision we ever had to make.
But when we put the husky down, which is the hardest thing we had to do, she was just a big dog. She was so good, but she had something growing inside her skull and she couldn't breathe. And they're like, it's going to be $3,000 just to find out what it is. And I'm just like, and then we might have to drill through the back of her head to get it out. And I'm like, yeah, we can do it though. It's like, yeah, if I got unlimited money, because I have a friend of mine that spent every dime he's had on his dog, and God love him for that. But that's just, man.
Now, how much quality of life are you going to give the equivalent of an 84-year-old man?
Yeah,
we can do it for us,
and it's so tough. But you know what they say? Like I had the dog with me, the husky, and I didn't want to put him down. But like the doctor said, look, you've been in here 10 times in the last month with issues with this dog. You said we talked about good days and bad days. She goes, it doesn't sound like there's any more good days. He said, you might have a good moment, but there's no more good days.
No good days, right?
Boy, you made a lot of sense. You know, because the dog would roll around the grass, go, look, good day, good day. And I was kidding myself. She couldn't breathe. She couldn't sleep. She smelled. We had somebody come over the house, goes, boy, your dog smells really bad. It was time. And you know, the thing is, they say you'd rather put a dog or a cat down 2 weeks too early than 2 weeks too late.
We waited too late.
It's the toughest decision. But you know something? If you start seeing them suffer, it's not fair to them, and it's not fair to you. And you're hanging on for yourself, really, at that point there.
Our boy was drooling the last night. And so it was, we waited about a week too late. So after we put him down, we went out to lunch. We went to find some place that was quiet, because we just really wanted some time to ourselves and wanted to get out of the house and all that, because all of his stuff was still there. And that's just, you don't need that reminder.
Right.
So we went to a burger place that's no longer there. And the woman who owned it, we'd been there a couple of times. She said, you're not your normal smiling selves today. And Sarah and I are kind of weepy. And she had put down her dog that week too. And so we're sitting in the back, and the three of us are crying.
Yeah.
Because we had to do that. And so that felt really good. And 5 days later, we brought home a 5-week-old little girl.
Yep.
And you've seen her, now she'll be 9 in July. So,
and that's what kind of happened with us, is that we went out to lunch like that day or the next day, or dinner or whatever it was.
Oh, it's so tough.
And we were talking, like we were, very upset. And the waitress was like, we started talking. She goes, I did that like 2 weeks ago. And so we all just it was a big support group at that time. So, yeah. And, Bruce and Laura, you do what you can, but you can't break the bank for an older animal. You just can't.
And the last sentence, you got to do what's right for them. They get to a certain age.
Yeah.
They're no longer responsible for you. You are responsible for them.
And I'm just like, what do we do here? Do we, even with this dog up here, do we spend $3,000 with me being out of work and not knowing if I'm going back to work? That's my issue. If I'm working, we can have that conversation. With me not working, not sure if I'm even going back to work, we might need that money just to pay bills so we don't get kicked out of the house. And it's like, I can't. Not that I want to be putting anybody down, but I mean, boy, I tell you, it's like I can't be risking.
It's one thing if the dog is 4 or 5.
Yeah, if the dog's 15 to 16, and we're talking about a lot of money to patch up a leg that might never be right again anyway. And what's it going to be? 3 to 6 months? And how many? I had a friend of mine that had ACL surgery with his dog twice, and he's like had to go to therapy. And it's like he spent thousands of dollars. I'm like, oh my gosh! But the dog was younger. The dog was like 9 or 10. And
yeah.
So, and it is the toughest
Oh,
decision. It's
it
like,
really
man,
is.
it's like you don't want to put your buddy down, but at some point, you're gonna outlive them. You're gonna outlive all of them. And
And
we
that's the
talked
toughest
about
thing because they're
we talked about getting another dog. And it's like, you're in your 60s, I'm in my 50s. If we get a puppy that lives to 15 or 16, do you really want to be almost 80 and me almost 70 trying to care for an old dog? We're gonna be, trying to take care of ourselves, for crying out loud. So it's tough because we don't have kids, so we like the animals. And
it was so different too, because we went from old man cat to baby kitten. And my God, do they run at a different pace? We get used to our older pets, and to watch a 5, 6, 7 week old kitten run around was like, oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
The best piece of advice for that is don't get the new pet until you're ready.
Yeah.
And we woke up that first morning, and the house was just too quiet.
Oh, jeepers, yeah. Yeah.
Just too quiet, and same setup as you've seen. And so we said, nope, we gotta wait. And about 3 days after Bill died, nope, it's time. It was just too damn quiet.
Well, there was a great thing I saw, poem, story, whatever, and it was about the guy that was, bringing in the dog. The dog was old. It was time to put him down, and the dog like looks back at the owner and says, "Don't be sad. This was a
Oh
good
God,
thing."
that's
That
waterworks.
one,
Yep.
it's like we had a great life, and don't say you'll never get another dog. He says, "I want you to take my bowl and my bed and give it to a dog that needs a bowl and a bed." He says, don't be like that. You know what I mean? And it's like, you took care of me. I have no regrets. We had, whatever, this and that. But don't like never do this again. Go take care of another animal. And I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? It was a great little story poem there.
Yep.
And it's just so tough. It's just because they're so innocent, and it's so
watching Sarah throw out Bill's dish still
Yeah.
tough. It's been 9 years, and
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so when we went to get the kitten, or when Sarah went to get the kitten, she said, "What don't you want?" We didn't know what we were getting into. What don't you want? I said, "I do not want a gray short-haired male. I do not want to continue, put that onto our new friend."
Yeah.
What we did with the old one. And
Yeah.
you've all seen him. And so when Emmy's time is done, we will not get a tabby girl. She was my first female pet, and paying for her, never look up the day that your cat is spayed or your dog is spayed, how they do it, because you're looking to see this little kitten is about to have a hysterectomy.
Yeah.
It's like, you're doing what to my baby?
Yep. So, yeah, it's always difficult. It's a difficult decision. So we just it's probably not going to get any better.
Hey, someone's threatening to shoot me. But yeah, we don't,
You don't have to jump in the next day, but you don't have to wait a year either. Just when it's right. It takes a few days to a week or so.
We made the right decision. I never got.
You need to grieve. You need to, and then you're like, something. I want something in here, and then you latch on to a new animal, and you give that animal your affection, and it doesn't replace the old one, but it fills part of that hole up.
Oh,
and
sure.
And then you see that one putzing around the house and doing funny things, and now it just. You get to continue on,
Let me see if I can find it. Find my Emily as a baby. Photos.
So, yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Didn't want to bring this down tonight, but it's just been. It started right after dinner that he fell over in the kitchen, and now he's upstairs in bed, and he fell over trying to get up, and. So now it's like, oh boy. So Lola is 3.
All right.
I think I saw a picture of Lola today. Sharon showed me a picture of somebody with a dog.
They've changed the sharing screen.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, 21. That's I've never heard of a dog that old. That's old.
All right. Hold on. I'm not gonna. All right. Now you can share that.
Ah, jeepers.
She marched around. She wanted me to pick her up. You can see how big I was then. She marched around. She wanted me to pick her up, and obviously I couldn't. And I'm heartbroken because it's only been 6 days since we lost our cat.
Yeah.
And when she realized that I wasn't going to pick her up, she was 5 weeks old in that picture.
Wow, that's young.
Yeah. She was too young. You don't get them until they're 8 weeks. And so that's what she did. She just laid against my elbow, and we've been, we're best friends. We're best buddies.
Yeah.
I'm her human. So that's Emmy as a baby.
And I can see you looking at that computer saying, "Oh, that is all mine." That is
Oh yeah,
all mine.
absolutely. All right, so there you go. That was Emmy as a baby, and she fit inside Sarah. Look at the collar. Look at we have all of her collars.
Yeah, she was tiny.
She fit inside Sarah's shoe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Crazy, huh? Just crazy. So she'll be 9 on the 4th of July.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Emily was so tiny. We weren't streaming in 2011. I'm not sure. So,
Danny, I watched a blue emu today. I was watching the end of your stream there. I think you score 10th place today in NASCAR? That was pretty cool. I was watching that.
Yeah, she was really tiny. She had been weaned, but she nursed on my shirts for years. Yeah, very, very cute. But she was part of a litter of 6, if you can imagine that.
Wow.
And the woman we got her from had just had twins. So that's a whole long story, which I won't get into tonight. So don't put that up. Oh, okay. And so because she was trying to claim food, she would stick her paw in the dish so that no one else would eat her food. And so I remember just before that picture was taken, I had a bowl of cashews. And so she thought it was her food. And so she's sticking her paws, trying to steal away from me. And it's quite upset that I'm eating out, But yeah, that's our, that
I
was
remember
when you could learn to stand off by the fan and glare at me and go, pay attention.
When we got the husky, right? We got the husky as a puppy, and she was like 18 pounds. And we had a cat. We had a good sized cat. A cat was probably 15 pounds. We actually had 2 cats, and they were getting old. So she wanted to get a dog. So she got a dog for her birthday way back in 2004 or whatever it was. And she brought home the husky. So the cats didn't know what to make of the husky.
Oh, right? I bet not.
And the husky was so young. She was like, she was just a puppy. She was a good dog, right? And I remember the exact day that, the cats would hide, and they don't, then the dog was growing a little bit more. So they were the same size. And then the dog started growing bigger than the cats, and the cats, whoa, and the female cat would always run away. The male cat was curious. And there was one day that, the wife would feed, the cat and then the dog and separate them. You know what I mean? And it was one day that she was sitting in the living room on the chair, feeding the dog. Right. And the dog just like eating. And I saw the cat, and you could just see the cat's eyes. He just went, F this. And he marched right in. He stood right in front of the dog until Sharon gave him some food. Right. And the dog's just like, really? And the cat's like, yes, if this kills me, I'm getting some food. and from that day on, they were not afraid of the dog, and no one bothered each other. But it took 2 weeks, and finally the cat had enough that says, this is going to kill me, but I'm going to go and march in front of this dog. And the dog didn't care, and the cat didn't care. And we never had an issue. But I remember that day that the cat did that. It just like,
that's funny.
You could hear like, dong, 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 walking right in, and they were fine, but they were scared at first, obviously, because they hadn't really seen a dog.
Bill met his first dog when he was about a year old. And so somebody brought a Dalmatian Beagle mix. Okay. Basically a beagle head on a Dalmatian body. So we put Bill in the other room and shut the door. And Bill was not a happy camper. Okay, fine. You want to meet the dumb puppy? You go right ahead. So we let Bill was the smartest person ever, and that's what he would tell us. And so he started to strut. Okay, my house, my territory, all this. Like, okay, he takes one look at that dog, does a double take, and makes a beeline back for the room that we had just shut him in. Like, okay, back in you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, cat's got to learn. Cat's got to learn. This husky that we had, she was so sneaky. There was a couple of times that we were sitting there one night and watching TV, and we look over and dog's eating a piece of pizza. I'm like,
it's not like the raccoon, was it?
Did you give the dog a piece of pizza? She's like, did you give the dog a piece of pizza? I'm like, so I'm like, oh my gosh. So we had a pizza that night, and we left the box on the kitchen table, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna go in the kitchen, and it's like the box and pizza's gonna be everywhere, right? And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I get up and I go in, and there's the box on the table, and I open it up, and there's the slices that we didn't eat. She had lifted it up quietly, took a piece, and come out and not made any sound or any mess. And I was like, wow, that was pretty impressive. And the other thing she did was that she was tall enough that she could, get her paws up on the counter. She was sitting there eating we boil hard-boiled eggs once in a while. So, and we put them back in the crate, right? So we'd boil them and we let them cool off in the crate on the counter. And she's over there chomping on a boiled egg. I'm like, did you give her a boiled egg? She's like, no. I said, did you? I was like, no. I was like, oh man, tell me she didn't knock all the eggs over off the counter, right? I go in there. There's the flat of eggs with one missing. She had gone up and taken one and not made any mess. She was a master at sneaking food without making any noise or any mess, which I guess would be better than sneaking food and making a mess.
That's right.
And it was just funny how she could sneak stuff out of there and not make any noise. It's like, son of a gun.
Now, when Sarah and I got together, when Sarah moved in and then we got together, she had a cat and I had a cat. And so we were, I'm not sure, engaged or about to be engaged or recently engaged. Well, anyway, we do what engaged couples do that married couples don't do that often. Before lunch. This tells you just how early in the relationship that this is.
Okay.
And so we're having fun. And there was some leftover Chinese that we were going to have for lunch. So we had a brand new toaster oven. Hadn't turned it on yet. And so thankfully, and some leftover fried rice. So some chicken wings and some fried rice. So we finish our exercise, shall we say. And so Sarah gets dressed and goes out. And Bill is in the kitchen. He's gnawing on a wing. He had given the other wing to the other cat who's going, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. And he left me. No, it's a little important. Guess what we did? I gave it away. Something engaged couples do a lot that married couples don't do as often. Okay. Have breakfast together. And so sure enough, there was 4 wings. The cat had one. The other cat didn't do it. And I had the leftover too. And the fried rice.
There you go.
What amazed me the most about that, we were busy, so we didn't hear him get in. And thank God the toaster oven wasn't on. Big clue. You got it. You got it right.
Yeah, that's funny.
Thank God it wasn't on. We never heard it. Was that he knew the concept of share. He gave a wing to the other cat.
Nice.
Which I was the most impressed with. And then we had to make sure that we didn't leave food out for the cat when we were exploring things.
There was a time back before we got married, we lived in an apartment, not in the house here. And it must have been a nice night because we had the windows open, in the house, right? And we went to the hockey game. We went out to the Worcester game. And we left for the game, and we had the 2 cats, and we come home, and we pull in the driveway, and there's one of the cats in the window, paw stuck in the screen.
Oh, like Garfield.
And she's just sitting there. I'm like, what the heck? And we go up there, and we open the door, we go in, and there's one cat's on the ground doing whatever, and the other cat's like, in the windowsill, but with the claw stuck in the screen and just looking at us. And we go over, so we pull the hand out, take it out. It's like, I wonder how long that cat was there. Because, we had gone, it was an hour ride and then a 2-hour game. We were gone for 4 hours. It's like, if that cat got there, like, right as we left, it was 4 hours of sitting there in the screen. Like,
long time, man.
When you guys coming back, So it was just too funny. So, but it was no worse for wear. So I don't think it was that long, but it's just the idea that she couldn't get her paw out, It's like, oh man. That was too funny. Yeah. Sometimes I will watch cat videos on YouTube. They are kind of funny. I'd show one here, but I don't want to get shut down again.
Floby, man. Floby.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if you guys know, any hockey fans know, but Shootout Hockey Game, my favorite game. I think I might have mentioned this. The 2019-2020 season is out for $10 for Shootout Hockey Game. And Roberto Schiavini for Kill the Power Play has 2 new seasons out for that as well. You might need to contact that. I don't know if he's advertising them or not, but 75, 76, 76, 77 are out. So he's got a couple more 70 streams going. And no more Floby.
I think that's what got us in trouble.
I think it was too. And then it was Bruce and Laura that suggested the Floby that got us in trouble. Thanks. Yeah, they're like, what about the Floby? Yep. It's available.
No, they still make them. Mark Moe wants to know where you get Shootout Hockey.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
So when Emily was a baby and she would learn how to bathe herself, sometimes she would forget to retract her claws when she bathed them. And so they get stuck in the inside of her mouth.
Ooh.
Yeah, real fun.
It is Shootout. Let me spell this.
Shootout Hockey at yahoo.com.
Yep, but this website, shootouthockeygame.com. Okay, shootouthockeygame.com. And if you go there, it just gives you a welcome. You can email John, and the headlines at 2019-2020 is out. There's some videos there, including Come of Mine, that we have some gameplay, a couple links to Delphi forums. It shows you the cards, shows you what to look at, kind of describes a little bit about the game. Shows you the fast action cards, so you can play it with dice and or fast action. And here are the available seasons with the 2019-2020 season here for $10. So that's where you would get it. A little bit differences between the two versions. He has decade sets as well. So if you want to grab decades, 50s and 60s, 70s, and 80s, he's got great teams of the past.
Yep.
1 and 2. And yep. So you just shootouthockey at yahoo.com. Email John. John's a good guy. He's got a really, really fun game there. And I haven't played the new season yet. I'm setting up as when the Shootout Helper. I'm playing.
They're PDFs.
Yeah, they're all PDFs. Yep. And you just send them the PayPal. So if you want the game, what I say? So it's $10 for the season, and if you want
the current season,
and it's $3, $3 for the game, for the instructions and the dice charts, not the dice charts. So you get the instructions and the charts. I would suggest getting the fast action cards. I mean, you do have to print them out. I think there's 100 of them. I think I went up to Staples and got mine done, and they're $2.50. So for $15.50, I mean, how can you say no? And some of the older seasons are $7 or $6, and it's a fairly inexpensive game to play.
How fast does he
I
deliver?
think he does. I now that he's got the new season on, he'll probably get back to you pretty quick. I would maybe send him an email first and say, hey John, I'm looking to I saw Dave and Ron talking about Shootout Hockey. I want to get this season, this and that, blah blah blah, and he'll just say, yep, send me whatever $15.50, depending how many seasons you want, and through PayPal, and he'll get it and shoot it back. It should be the next morning. Sometimes it's the same day, sometimes it's the next morning, depending obviously when you send it to him. Yeah.
Stuart says he got his within 30 minutes.
Yeah, I actually bought a season for my buddy there like a year or two ago, and it was a couple of hours. It's pretty. It's not automatic like some of the Downey game stuff, because he is doing this manually, but he gets his email and he sends it out pretty quick. So Stuart,
doesn't the play.com stuff come in PDF too?
The seasons do. I think you have to buy the game.
Not the game itself. Okay.
Because I think you need the booklet, right? Because they all come with booklets.
Oh, sure.
And they have boards too. They all have boards. Some of them do. So maybe they do have a PDF version only, but I'm pretty sure. No, you don't have to use fast action cards, but It goes a lot faster if you do. I use a combination. Because I like to roll my dice. But again, we talked about fast action cards. Is that if you have a scoring chance of say 11, we're talking dice rolls now, 11 to 22, let's say. So, if the numbers are different for the fast action cards, they might be 1 to 15, let's say. Well, if you're flipping the fast action cards for other things besides scoring chances, and if you see all your numbers going by for other things, then that's less scoring chances for you. Whereas a dice roll, you get that roll. It could be the same roll every single time. So we talked about that a little bit on fast action cards versus cards and dice. So
Right.
I use the fast action card to determine how many minutes have expired. I roll the dice for the scoring chance, and then I finish the play with a fast action card. So it doesn't matter what numbers appear in the fast action card because I'm still rolling dice for the scoring chance.
When I played, I used the ball roller, but I could never get the game down to 15 minutes.
They say it's a 15-minute game.
Right. It was just now, but I don't think when I played it,
I think
I
do it in
was
20.
using the second monitor. And I think I was just using the one monitor. It takes a long time to go flipping back and forth between Excel and
yeah. I think when I play it on the tabletop, I think I can bang it out in 20 minutes.
Have a good night, Larry. Mark, I think
Larry.
They're in Italy, so it depends on what time you order for the regular season basketball.
Yeah, regular season basketball, they're in Italy, so they have a lot of different things going on in Italy right now. They're pretty good about it. I mean, it might not be the same day, it might be the next day. But they're all PDF too. And you know something? Now that I think that I was probably the first guy to order from him in quite some time, because now a lot of people are ordering and nobody's saying that they're waiting more than either, like I say, half a day or a day for this stuff.
Him and Roberto are in Italy. So
I mean, if you send it to them now, that might be 2 a.m. their time. So they might be in bed.
They are 6 hours ahead. So it is 2:28 a.m. the third day.
Yeah. So I would bet that if you put in like an order now, for regular season basketball, that you would have it maybe when you get up in the morning or by lunchtime. Because now they're right on top of it. They really are. In fact, Marco is in the Digital to Dice Facebook group.
Yes, he is.
So if you're on Facebook with us, if you're into our Digital to Dice Facebook group, Marco's in there. And in fact, he's been commenting on some of the videos that I've been doing regular season basketball. So there's a way to contact him there as well. So he's pretty active in our group too. So he's pretty him and Roberto both will get back to you fairly quick. You're not going to wait days if that's what you're wondering, but it's not instantaneous because they do have to probably manually send you the files.
I've talked with Roberto at 9:30 at night here on the East Coast.
Oh wow.
So
yeah, and you have to pay with after you send
them. Always a smart thing, by the way.
Just follow up. Hey, just making sure you got this. I sent this here. So yeah, and Stuart likes to shoot I like the fast action cards because the game goes by so much quicker than rolling dice and looking at the chart. I still like, because you roll the dice or flip a card to get a number, and that determines if it's a scoring chance, a penalty, or nothing. Because there's things that happen, like you don't get a scoring chance all the time in hockey. So you roll the dice or flip the card. I like to flip the cards. Okay, 1 minute has passed. Roll the dice. No scoring chance. Flip the card. 2 minutes has passed. Roll the dice. Up, scoring chance for Detroit, let's say. Okay, and then you use the fast action cards to see who got the scoring chance, where they shot it from, and was it a goal. And so the fast action cards are so much easier than rolling the dice and looking at the charts, but I still like to roll the dice for my scoring chances. What do I like best between, Mark, which 2 games of these here we're talking about now?
I'm assuming shootout in the regular season.
Yeah, Roberto is good.
Oh man, it's great.
Yeah. Which 2 games are you talking about here, Mark? There's a bunch here. I like shootout. Regular season basketball is my shootout hockey for basketball. So I love my shootout hockey. It's a 15 to 20 minute game, and the regular season, if you're doing the basic mode, is pretty quick. But you can still play a regular game, keeping stats. I would say you could do it in less than a half hour if you wanted to. It's quick play, but depending how many stats you keep. If you keep a ton of basketball stats, you'll be there all day. It's like Chris was saying about the basketball game with Strat. If you want to get into advanced mode and really get into it, then you're making decisions all the time. So it depends what you want to do with some of these games. So, But yeah, shootout and hockey. I got a couple of projects coming out. Oh, shootout and regular season. Well, I mean, the thing is, shootout's a hockey game, and regular season's a basketball game. So
they're comparable, though. You can get into pretty good detail with shootout with penalties and goals and assists.
I would probably have to say shootout just because I'm a hockey guy. I'm a casual basketball game. I'm a casual basketball fan, and what attracted me to regular season basketball is that it was kind of a nice, relaxing game to play. And for someone who doesn't know anything about basketball, that was fun because you can either just roll for the final score, 3 minutes at a time, or you can roll for those 3 minutes and see who got the points. And that's how that game flows. So you're not rolling for every single shot. You're doing it in 3-minute segments. So they're very similar. But I like shootout probably because it's a hockey game and I'm a hockey guy. Now, if you're asking me between shootout and strat hockey, that's a tougher decision because they do different things. It's like between a pickup truck and a sports car. But you can't say, geez, I like one better than the other. Well, obviously I like the sports car, but if you need to go down to Home Depot and get a bunch of wood and garden,
you're not putting the wood in the Maserati, no.
Yeah, you're not going to put that in the Corvette. So I mean, they do two different things. So that's how I look at strat hockey and shootout hockey. They do two different things. If I want to do a project and a quicker one, then it's going to be shootout hockey. But if I want to play a full game, I feel I get a full game with strat. I can see more of the individual play. So it depends if you want to play a bigger game or a shorter game.
I'll try that out, Mark.
Yeah, I heard good things about it. I watched some people play that, and the idea of I played the hockey too, and a lot of times every shot you take, you need to compare the shooter to the defender. And if you're doing that for basketball, that's a lot of stopping and checking as far as, okay, I'm going to shoot. Oh, I got to check on the defender. I got to shoot. I got to check on the defender. Not a big fan of that. I like to roll the dice to see what happens and maybe roll a second time to see if the goalie makes a save or something like that. But the only time you check that in strat is if you try to go from an outside shot to an inside shot, then you do need to check, each card. But the Status Pro stuff, it's not bad. It's just, it does a couple of things that I'm not a big fan of. But I keep going back to the hockey and keep trying to make that work. So it's not off the board by any means, but strat and shootout are the way that I would like to go if I'm going to play. So, but I'm interested to see that 75, 76 basketball game.
Yeah, I know that they redid strat football sometime in the 80s because it was the 80 season that I played. Not like a full replay, but you would just pick two teams and play. And then they changed it after that. So I'm not sure when the basketball game was redone. Someone will know.
I'm interested to see what differences there are and how different the cards are and if they are compatible in any way. I mean, if I didn't get the game, are these cards useless to me? You know what I mean? So be interesting to see, compare them. Because I know that hockey changed a couple of rules, but there wasn't anything huge.
Nothing huge.
I don't know about baseball, if they did or not.
They added the advanced and the super advanced. The basic baseball has pretty much been basic since the game started.
Okay.
So older card sets are compatible with, at least in the basic level, with the newer ones.
Oh, good. I like the basic baseball. That's fine for me. Baseball and basketball, let's see that. I'm glad they have the basic because it's fine. There's enough gameplay there for me. The hockey I found, boy, when I went from basic to advanced, I thought it really was added a lot to the game. And I suppose that would be the same for basketball and baseball too. It adds so much to the game. But
not that I'm aware of, Mark.
No, that I haven't seen yet. If there was, that would be interesting. If there was, that might be a little bit more easy to handle. Although I did watch some of the, like I said, the basketball game. It was okay. It was okay. So what do you got going on tomorrow there, Ron?
Oh gosh, baseball game.
Okay.
I don't remember who, but we'll be doing that at noontime, and then I'm with you tomorrow night.
Okay. Tomorrow for me, depending what happens with the dog, obviously that's going to be a big deal over here tomorrow. It's supposed to be nice out tomorrow, so I'm going to probably walk the other dog. I've done all my yard work
tomorrow.
Yeah, I might. There you go. Take care, Scott. Thanks for coming by
no
tonight.
for you for that.
Yeah, we're gonna probably wrap things up here. I'm gonna try to get out in the yard if I have some energy tomorrow. It's nice. I'm gonna rake up. We got a lot of trees that have been dropping branches. I got to go rake up all these tiny branches. I keep saying that, I never do. So I think I'm gonna go do that tomorrow. Just put on the headphones, put on some music, and I go and I do my yard work and get my exercise in. So I think I might do that tomorrow. I got to get back on my project, my champions project for Kill the Power Play.
That should be fun.
Yep, that should be fun. And I want to sit down and I want to check out that the old basketball game and just compare the two, because I do want to play some more of that. And I'll get some gameplay going on the channel pretty soon from Studio C. I'll probably just film the fourth quarter or maybe the first quarter and just do a little bit. So, DJ, thank you.
That was a great interview, wasn't it?
That podcast today was a good one. Yeah, that was really good.
We are about 4 hours apart.
3, probably closer to 3.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, you behave tonight. Yeah, good luck. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I won't know. I mean, it's not going to get any better, but it's just, she's like, we need to go get this fixed. I'm like, I'm out of work. I'm out of work. It's not going to happen tonight. And I'm out of work and I just don't know. So I told her to start texting some of her medical friends that are vet technicians and stuff and see what they think. So Robbie, thank you so much. Hopefully you're enjoying the golf and having some fun with that. And yeah, so are you gonna do the golf unboxing this week if you get it?
Yes.
Okay, so that'll be
we'll do that Tuesday at the 5th.
Okay, so hopefully Tuesday night, we'll do another short show or an early show, and we'll get you doing the unboxing.
Yeah.
And I'll be playing that as well, so that should be a good time. And yeah, check out that podcast that we did today, digitaltodice.com. If you like some of the games that we're talking about, we did a lot of Action PC talk today. It was really, really fantastic. Turbo, thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you so much, Sports Time Machine. And all right, so let me go upstairs and hopefully everything is status quo. Hopefully he'll just sleep through the night, but it's just, if it's his leg giving out.
Wait till Monday because it'd be cheaper, won't it?
I don't think we're going to be going to. I mean, they're not really going to be able to do anything. That's the thing. They'll have to evaluate him and then say, "Yep, this is what we need to do." And it's just, are we going to do it or not? And what if we do or if we don't? What are our options? So that's kind of where it's going to be. So, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping the way our governor's talking, we will never play hockey again. Just the way he's talking about how it's going to be masks forever, plan on wearing masks forever. That's what he's telling us. And you can't play sports with that. So I feel bad for people like me who run leagues and for the kids who will probably never play again, or at least it's going to be a long time. All right, so go listen to some Bob Dylan. Yeah, there you go. Good stuff.
Thanks, Mark. Not boxing. The Action PC Golf.
Unboxing, yeah. Action PC Golf comes out May 5th, so he does a virtual unboxing where he installs it and goes over everything and shows off some of the features. And you might see a couple different things if you haven't had it in a couple of years.
Yeah, I haven't played in a while, so I'm sure I will.
They added some things, spins and punch shots and stuff like that, so it'd be interesting to see. I got to go back and play that. I really want to go play that again so I can
go look to see what they have for seasons. Their season play, I think, is better than ASG.
Yeah, I just like playing a couple of guys and checking out courses. So thanks to it. So, all right, we're gonna jump out here, and hopefully I'll have a good night tonight and good day tomorrow. We'll see, but hopefully we'll see everybody back here tomorrow night on the support chat, and Ron's got baseball tomorrow, and so that'll be that. So we'll talk to everybody later. Thanks for coming by, everybody.